So when you combine the facts and dimensions, what you come up with is known as a star schema. And a star schema is also known as a data mart, as I mentioned. And this is the key concept or key tenet behind business intelligence, is creating these data marts to then analyze them. They're very simple, but they are sustainable if you do them right. The data modeling effort can be quite cumbersome up front and quite costly, but they will yield a much greater return down the road as you're able to reuse these data sets. The data marts are also pretty flexible. You can answer lots and lots of questions with them. So let's get in and build one. So looking at our star schema, we have facts and dimensions, as I mentioned. We have our sales fact, for example. And if we wanted to analyze our sales fact, we could add something like date, a date dimension. With the date dimension, we could look at things like quarterly sales, monthly sales, day of week sales, any different types of options for a date we would put in that date dimension, and then we'd be able to join it to sales based on a key and then actually see the different cuts of the data based on date options. We also could look at staff, thinking about who actually sold something, who fulfilled it. There could be multiple joins here. We could look at shipping information if we were in the business that actually required shipping products. So we could do something like shipping line, shipping method, days to ship, shipping container, etc. You could have a whole list of characteristics about the shipping part of the sale that are listed in a single table, just one join away. And then thinking about it further, we could add product. Of course, it makes sense to look at the sales and the different product lines we have. Maybe in that product table, you have category, subcategory, product type, those kind of things. All of that information pulled together in a single table, joined directly to sales, allows us to analyze it in numerous ways. And lastly, for example, here I just had customer, thinking about, okay, it probably makes sense. We want to look at who bought stuff and who we sold it to, if there were returns or anything like that. And we could add that to our analysis here. So if we look at this design and this layout, and of course it's kind of this way on purpose, you can think of it as a star. It kind of matches right up with it. So this is where the concept or the name of star schema came from. And it's a key tenet in data warehousing that you should be familiar with. I think in more modern methods and other situations in tech companies where some of these traditions are kind of left behind or reevaluated, you may not find this as prevalent, but I believe it's key or still relevant for people to understand where these things came from, even if it's not exactly how you're using or designing your system today.